Hello, user testing community. It is Mike McDowell once again from the Solutions Consulting team here at User Testing, back with another tip of the week. Now, today I want to talk to you about privacy and privacy in your videos, especially your unmoderated testing videos. Sometimes, even though we have a policy of not soliciting PII and not recording things on the screen that people might not want to share, we don't solicit that information from them. Sometimes it happens, or sometimes we know that we might have to put the user through a process that might reveal some PII, right? So how do we handle that? Let's say you want someone to go through a login process. You want to see something within the account, but there's no way to get them to that without having them log in. Well, there's two ways to do that in user testing. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you, well, I'm going to tell you one, I'm going to show you the other, how to handle that process in an unmoderated study. So the first one is something you may have seen, you may not have seen. It's called the blur function. And the blur function is something that very often unintentionally happens to my camera here. I get all blurry when I'm trying to talk. But the blur function is available on any task inside of user testing. And that actually does exactly what it sounds like. While the person is completing an activity in that particular task, everything will be blurred. And so I've got an example pulled up here for you. So I'm going to go over here to this 7th generation study that I ran. This is quite an old study, but I've got the example here. So I'm going to go ahead and shrink my own head, and you're going to watch. The study here it's just normal, looks exactly like you'd expect the study to be. You can see they're about to advance the task. And when they advance the task, you're going to see what happens because I've set the next task to be blurred.
My thing that I went in and I wanted to see what this product is, what the packaging is even made out of, and there's nothing that explains that. Using the back button in browser, return to the previous page containing the 4 product options. Okay.
So you can see that even though the person is actually moving around on the screen, it's all blurred out. You can't see anything on the screen. You can't see any data entry. There's nothing that would be PII that would be revealed by the contents of the screen. So that's very, very simple. And so how do we do that? How do you enable that? Well, I'm going to show you. So I'm going to switch over here to the test plan editor, which I think you're all very familiar with. And you'll notice all the standard options here. As I scroll down, you're going to see the task option. When I click it, you're going to notice right here, blur video to hide PII. And I just click that. And that is the element that will enable the blurring of the site to happen. So very, very simple. If you enable this, it will look like this. So that is how you blur things. The other option, if you don't want to blur, you don't even want to risk them saying something out loud, is very simply, if I back it up here to where I think we could see, you can see the options up here when they're on the test plan widget. They can actually pause the recording. So sometimes that's the other method that I will personally use. If I know I need someone to log in and I don't actually want to observe the login, I will just tell them, in this task, you're going to log into your account, but before you log in, please pause the recording, log in, then resume the recording. That way there's just absolutely no way anything's going to be captured verbally, visually. It's just going to be hidden. I don't need to see that part. So I can have them pause it. So that's 2 options that I've given you. You've got your blur option and you have your pause option. Both of those work equally well. The blur one, of course, will give you all of the think out loud feedback, though, that you might desperately want for a process that is, in fact, contains PII, but you want to hear them talk about it as opposed to just assess it after the fact. So 2 great methods. Hopefully you guys are going to start using these to do some more of your testing. Make sure you don't get PII in those videos. If you do get PII in your video, please report it to support. We can blur it after the fact. It's very simple for us to do, and we will take care of it for you in just a few moments. It'll get done. So let's keep those videos secure, keep the PII out of them. That's going to be it for now, but don't worry, I'll be back again in 7 days with another user testing tip of the week.